my name is Michaela, and my presentation today is going to be on the concept of evolution in my field of study, zoology. Evolution is the main concept we will be going over in this presentation. While talking about evolution, we will go over the terms adaptation, cladistics, convergent evolution, and vestigial. But first, let's talk about the man of the hour, Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin was a scientist who loved natural selection. Natural selection is the process whereby organisms better adapted to their environment tended to survive and produce more offspring. The theory of its actions was first fully explained by Charles Darwin and is now believed to be the main process that brings about evolution. As mentioned, Darwin was the man who started this whole theory of evolution by his natural selection. He was the one who went to the Galapagos Islands and researched some of the finches I will talk about later. Evolution originally referred to the supposed series of changes that a species was predetermined to undergo, in the same way that an embryo is pre-programmed to develop. When I discuss more about evolution on the next slide, you will see that there are many different definitions of evolution, but they all have the same general concept. A highly technical definition of evolution would be a theory that the various types of animals and plants have their origin in other pre-existing types, and that the distinguishable differences are due to modifications in successive generations. A non-technical description would be the changes that a species went through over time for better survival. In the picture under the description, we can see our evolution from apes. Whether or not you believe in this theory of evolution, it is mind-blowing how similar we are to the apes. We can see how we and the apes have similar bone structures, and the only things I can pick out that are different would be the skull and tooth size, the shape of their teeth in order to eat different foods, the length of the arms, seeing as we don't climb trees or swing from branches, and the way we stand. Adaptation is the genetic mechanism of an organism to survive, thrive, and reproduce by constantly enhancing itself, by altering its structures or function in order to become better suited for the changing environment. As we can see in the image, different birds have different beaks. This is because they adapted in order to live in the environment they are in. Some need heavy bills, like the Niwoa finch, in order to crush seeds, while others need delicate long beaks to get nectar and insects like a liwi. Cladistics. Cladistics is the study of evolutionary history of a group of organisms, especially as shown in a family tree. Cladistics help us by giving us a visual of family trees of the species in order to see the evolutionary history. Convergent evolution is the similar structural appearance in organisms which have different lines of descent. Convergent evolution is similar to adaptations, as we mentioned. It is kind of like the cladistics of adaptations. We look side by side at the adaptations of the different species in order to determine the convergent evolution. Vestigial. Vestigial is a part of an animal that does not develop during evolution and is underdeveloped and serves no important function. Many animals have vestigial things. Humans don't need their wisdom teeth, unlike apes who do for chewing and grinding meat because they don't have a knife out in the wild like we do. Whales have hip bones, which are not necessary because they don't have hips. Another vestigial thing would be nipples. They are vestigial for all male species, seeing as how they don't produce milk, therefore feed their young that way. And here are my references. I hope you guys enjoyed.